Hi everybody, welcome back to the All Things Good channel and to this week's video. I hope you're all doing very, very well this week. Welcome to quite a long vlog this week. So if you're enjoying your Sunday morning, having a little rest, perhaps you're still in bed, having your first cup of tea or cup of coffee, you might need two to get you through this one because it is a bit of a long haul because Nancy has been chatting away, reminiscing, and I have found some brilliant, inspired by, or dupes, as I like to call them, products in home bargains this week. Plus, I've bought some new clothes from Next and a few other bits and pieces. So let's get into this week's video. I hope you enjoy it. I genuinely believe that it's me that's jinked the UK weather this summer by buying this raincoat. Honestly, I do. I bought this raincoat thinking, oh, you know, the odd little shower we might get in the spring and the summer. It's the perfect raincoat for spring and summer. Not that really raincoats and spring and summer should really be in the same sentence, but they are, certainly in this country. But I actually have worn it practically every day. Every day. It is mid-July. It is raining. But I am roasting hot. I'm roasting hot. And I think it's the menopause. I don't think anybody else is roasting hot, whereas I've got all the fans on and the air conditioning on in the car, my raincoat on, and it's raining. I'm still roasting hot. Anyway, I'm going to get Nancy and we're going to go to Morrison's, but flipping heck, I'm hot. Oh, it's no fun. Let's turn that air conditioning up.
Don't call me Mrs. Dozy for nothing.
Or your YouTube viewers.
Yeah.
Wishing you happy birthday last week.
Oh yes, wasn't that amazing?
Mm.
I've never had so many people wishing me a happy birthday.
Oh, it's lovely, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. You've had quite a lot of birthdays now.
Oh my God, shut up, Paul.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, and many more to come.
Well, I've been good up to now, haven't I?
Absolutely.
Pretty well.
Absolutely. You got your little list for Morrison's?
Put it in here, didn't I?
I think you did. I can probably guess what's on it anyway.
Oh, okay.
I bet tissues is on it.
Oh yes. You don't know me, of course, do you?
No.
Flowers, kitchen towel, tissues and bread. And anything else I see I'm on.
Anything else you see on the way that you like? Sounds like a plan. I was just saying, I didn't realise when I bought this raincoat a few weeks ago, I think I've jinxed the British summertime. I didn't realise I get so much use out of it.
No. Actually.
Oh well.
Especially in England, wherever you go, always have a small one in your bag.
That's a good idea. Actually.
Oh, definitely.
Always carry a little packer back.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, because you
don't always want to hold an umbrella. You've got one with a button, you put it on.
That's it.
Sorted.
And if it's in your handbag.
My tip for today.
Tip for the day. Always carry a packer back, especially if you're in England.
I'm always tipping. There's a bit of a trouble, wasn't there?
My God, you've done loads of travelling.
Yeah.
How lovely though, really.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Very, very lucky.
Yeah.
I know.
And the people you meet on the way.
Oh, amazing, isn't it? Yeah. And especially with Dad's hobby. You meet some fascinating people, some eccentric people, some highly intelligent people,
Yeah.
some
Artistic.
very creative, very artistic, creative people, and it really is an incredible journey.
Yeah. I married a very interesting man.
My dad was a very interesting man, and a very, very kind man.
Well, very intelligent.
He was.
That comes with kindness, of course.
I think that's true. Yeah, I think that's true. But the amount of people actually that even at his funeral came up to me and said, not only was he a gentleman, he was a gentleman.
Yeah.
And that did sum him up as his one friend Richard said, very open with his knowledge as well, very happy to share it. He didn't sort of, if anybody approached him about anything, he'd go out of his way to give them the information.
Converse with him for some time.
Yeah, he'd never be secretive about his knowledge.
And the
He'd
people
share it.
in Bath would come up to her and ask him questions. He'd stand there and describing everything to her. Amazing.
Yeah. It was amazing. Yeah.
Well, I lost my husband and all the things that went with it.
Physically, yes, but you have the most wonderful memories that I bet there's a lot of people wouldn't have of their husbands.
Of course.
It was an incredible marriage, really. And I don't believe they're ever gone anyway.
No, I think that we
We can't see them in the physical world.
I know Seth because, isn't she?
Definitely.
I watched it out there.
Some of the things that happen
Yeah.
and the times I've sort of said out loud, "Oh, Sarah, could you help me with this, please?"
Oh, I know.
And then something's happened that's helped the situation,
Exactly.
or there's been,
Yeah. She's there.
I am a big believer in that.
Oh, I am.
Big believer in that. I'm
You
sure
don't lose
some-
them.
No, definitely not, because the soul can't die.
Yeah.
That's my belief.
That's
anyway.
right.
So,
No.
and I think our loved ones.
And I think that when we're in need, that they're all,
yeah,
very much so.
I think they see everything and they're with us, and that's their job in a way.
Yeah.
I bet Dad doesn't come to Morrison's with us though.
No.
He'll stay at home when we go to Morrison's.
Wait outside.
He'll wait outside. Yeah, that's it. He'll wait outside in the car. Not one for shopping. But I bet Sarah's with us.
But travelling all over America with him and then Canada, it's just amazing.
Oh, you went. My God, you went everywhere, didn't you?
Yeah.
Went to the White House. Went to Washington.
Yeah. Yes. It was on the television the other night.
Oh.
I thought, oh my God, I stood on there.
Stood there.
I've had to look at the movies.
And of course, you loved New England and Vermont. In the fall, you went.
Absolutely.
And you've been to Florida, New York State, Pennsylvania, Canada.
When I was younger, I used to think I'd love to stand in New York.
I know, it's incredible, really, isn't it? And to think, when I think I was 15 or 16, I went to Niagara Falls.
Oh, yes. Oh, and to stand there. I was telling my sister Eileen, I said, to stand there with the water crushing right by,
That powerful.
isn't that powerful?
Yeah.
And to watch the falls. We've had some marvellous trips.
I know.
And due to your father.
Jeez, my father.
Yeah.
I remember going back into school after the summer break.
Yeah.
The year we went to Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
And the teachers always ask all the children, what have you all done over the summer?
Oh, yes.
And some of them would come, I've been camping, or I've been to Spain and I did this. And it got to me and I said, well, I stood on an Iroquois Native American reservation and I went to Niagara Falls, and everybody kind of went, yeah, right. Yeah, but you did. They didn't believe me. And I think it was only at that point I thought, yeah, actually that is quite unusual.
Isn't that amazing?
And none of these other kids are going to have that same experience that I've had. And
No.
you don't really appreciate
Oh,
it
no.
until later in life, but
No.
yeah, we did.
Oh, it's
Wonderful.
absolutely.
Happy days.
Absolutely.
Happy days.
And you wouldn't be without it. No.
Not for all the money in the world.
No. Wouldn't.
No, it was
What an
great.
experience.
And the whole Dances with Wolves experience as well was just...
Yeah.
His funeral was marvellous.
Oh.
I mean, both you and I said we've never been to a funeral like it.
No. It was
badger.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a few funny ones, wasn't there? Moose, badger and ratter.
Was it marvellous? What memories?
There's been a lot of rain. Got your window open, whether you'd be having a shower. Yeah. Yeah, I'm roasting hot. Is it just me?
No, I'm boiling.
Are you boiling as well?
Boiling.
It's only about 17 degrees.
And I've only got these two things and I'm boiling.
Oh well, I'm glad it's. Maybe you're having the menopause with me.
Yeah. Mine's just old age. But everything's old age.
Oh God. I'm roasting. I think I'm going to spontaneously combust.
Mind you, a accent on, I think.
It's hot in the house though. Just a t-shirt on.
No, no.
And that's not like me at all. I'm normally the one that sticks the heating on.
It's your age, darling.
I know.
Yeah. No.
Oh well, there's nothing we can do about it. We've just got to ride the tide,
That's right.
as they say. Just back from shopping, got my trusty cup of coffee that I need desperately today. It stopped raining. I don't know for how long, but it has stopped raining. So all is good. I drink too much coffee when I'm at work, I think. And therefore, on the days I'm at home and I go out and about and I don't have as much coffee, I can really, really feel it. So this morning I've only had one coffee with my breakfast. It's now 1:30 nearly in the afternoon. This is my second coffee. Whereas if I was at work, this would have been my, let's see, 1, 2, 3. This would be my fourth. Which is probably not really that good for you, is it? But I was like almost really desperate for this cup of coffee. So I must be a bit addicted to the old caffeine, I think. But never mind. Don't drink a lot of tea these days. You used to drink loads of tea. I don't. Mum's a teaaholic. Anyway, now that I've got a bit of coffee inside me, I'm going to put my shopping away. Last week left me a lovely comment, and I was talking about having gained quite some weight. Actually, was it a couple of weeks ago? I don't know. It's all blending into one at the moment. Left me a lovely comment about the fact that I put on a bit of weight, and to say that she understood how I felt, obviously, but at this time of my life and going through the menopause and all those kind of things, to just embrace it, go with it, and excuse my gurgling sink, the dishwasher is on at the moment, and to buy some new clothes. Doesn't matter if they're a size up or what have you, just be comfortable. Be comfortable with how you are right now. And I had a really good think about it, and I thought, how true. And the fact that I've put a few pounds on isn't affecting anybody else in my life. It might be affecting my health a little bit. It might not be helping with my back issues and what have you. But I'm trying to be healthy. I've cut down a little bit on chocolate, but I am still giving in on a couple of evenings. So that's my sort of advice, I know. But a lot of it is just the stage that I'm at. And anyway, and I thought to myself, do you know what? Rather than being uncomfortable and feeling tight in my clothes, which I am doing, I will buy a few new items of clothing just so that I feel comfortable. And I've just had an order come of some new clothes I've ordered from Next. I haven't bought any clothes for ages because I just keep thinking to myself, I'll lose weight, I'll be able to fit into everything, and the weight's not really coming off, and I'm not going to stress about it. But I thought I will buy a few new bits and pieces just to feel a bit more comfortable. So my next delivery literally has just come, so I'm going to open this with you, show you what I've got, try them on in a little while, hopefully they fit. If they don't, they can go back. I'm not going to stress about it. And if they do, great. I've got some new clothes. For some reason, I looked at my order status this morning and I've actually purchased one item twice and I didn't want to. So unless they're absolutely amazing and I want to keep both, one of them was definitely going back because it was my fault. So I've started by buying initially some new tops. I've bought 3 tops. One is the Lipsy range, 2 L&R, and I've bought a pair of navy tapered trousers, and I've mistakenly bought 2 lots of cropped mid blue coloured jeans. I only wanted one. I don't know why I clicked on 2, but if they fit and they're great, I'm going to keep them both, but we'll see. I'm going to start with the tops that I bought. Bearing in mind, I'd sort of thought I could wear these anytime for work or for whenever, because there's no uniform for work. And I don't really see clients myself face to face, very occasionally. So I can pretty much wear anything at work as long as I'm smartish. First one is from Lipsy, and I bought all these in a size 14. So I used to be a size 10 to 12 on top and a definite 12 on my bottoms. At the moment, I'm definitely a 14 sort of everywhere, to be honest. So all these are size 14. This is the first one, Lipsy blouse, obviously crinkled because I've literally just opened it, but it's got quite a nice length to it as well. And I have to have quite a good length on tops because although I'm tall, I'm 5'7" or 8, depending on depending on the day and how I'm being measured. I'm between 5'7" and 5'8". But I've got an incredibly long body and short legs, so my blouses have to be quite long. Otherwise they all look like crop tops and I don't like that. So that's the first one. When I've got time and when these are cleaned and ironed and I'm wearing them, I'll show you them in a bit more detail. This is the second one. I've gone quite flowery, which is not usual for me, but I thought it might be nice in the summer. So this is one of the L&R Love and Roses range, which I've had tops from before and I love it. And again, size 14. How pretty is that? And again, nice and long. It covers all those bits I want covered. I really like that, actually. And as I say, it's not normal for me to go flowery, but I think that's going to feel quite nice and comfortable. 3/4 sleeve. Again, I'm going to show you when I've got it on. But yeah, I like that one. That's a definite work one over some nice black trousers. But again, you could wear it with jeans or what have you. And these are the navy blue, they're a cotton linen blend, navy blue tapered trousers, again in a 14 with an elasticated waist, but it does have a button and a zip. And I love linen trousers, I love them when I'm on holiday abroad, but these are tapered ones, so they go in a little bit at the bottom. Lovely, very nice quality. And again, rather than wearing jeans when it's a bit stifly and hot, they're going to be much cooler for the summer. And again, I can wear those at work, no problem at all. I hope these fit. I really, really hope these fit. Oh, I missed out a top, another one from the L&R, which is Love and Roses range of Next. This one's an off-white. Ivory, that's how it was described anyway. This is more of, I think, I don't know, I was going to say it is more of a work top, but again, you could wear it with jeans. Plain, but with a little bit of frill on it and quite a nice long. You can't get the gist of this really because they're so crumpled up from the packaging. But again, quite long in the body, nice bit of detail on the arms and a nice bit of frilly pattern on the front, but that's one you're definitely going to have to iron each time before you wear it. And then I bought these cropped jeans, and as I say, I don't know why I clicked on 2. I didn't want 2, I only wanted to order 1, but I am short on jeans that really fit me, so if they do fit, I'm going to keep them both. Crop slim mid-rise, again in 14. I don't buy mid blue, light blue very often, so it's a change for me. And they should be quite cropped on the leg, although I've got short legs, so let me have a look. Yeah, just above my ankle they will come to. So if they fit, they're going to be so much more comfortable than the things I've got on at the moment. My bottom's feeling very big. But as I said, I'm not going to stress about it. I'm going to try these on. Hopefully they fit. If they don't, they're just going to go back. I'm not going to worry about it. They're just going to go back. And we'll go up a size if needs be. But I'm hoping, I think the tops will be absolutely fine. In fact, I know the tops will be absolutely fine. It's the trousers more than anything that I'm a bit concerned about, just whether they fit me or not. So I'm going to hang on to my packaging, because the great thing about Next is you get these return labels inside, and if you do need to return them, you can just put them back in the same packaging, stick your labels on, you contact them, and the courier will come and pick them up from your house. So there's really no stress involved there. So fingers crossed they are all going to fit. I'm going to have my lunch now. Well, I've tried my new jeans on and they fit. All the blouses fit. I have to show you those another time when I've got them on, because they're now in the wash. This is a Next top as well, but I bought this some time ago. But the jeans fit, the cropped jeans, and they're nice and comfortable, and I can move in them. I'm not going to show you my big fat bottom, but they are nice and comfortable. And that feels a lot better now I'm in jeans that fit. And I'm keeping both pairs. Anyway, right, I have a little haul to show you, a little Home Bargains haul. I don't have a Home Bargains very close to where I live. So this was an online shop, which I've done this week. It's taken 3 days for delivery. It's not too bad. And I was just having a bit of a scroll through my phone one night on the Home Bargains site, and I found a few essential bits that I needed, a few things that are sort of inspired by products, or dupes as you might want to call it, that I thought, give that a go, see what it's like, because it's much cheaper than the branded ones, let's say. And just a couple of sort of bits and pieces really to make up the order for Home Bargains. So I shall start with these, which personally I'd never seen before, and I thought, let's give these a go. Hay fever relief wipes. Look at those, there's 30 wipes in there. They are suitable for children. You can use them on your face and your hands. Removes and traps pollen, dust and pet allergies. It's got peppermint oil and tea tree oil in them as well. And if you're a bit like me, I already take enough tablets every day, whether they're vitamin supplements or my medication tablets. I don't want to add hay fever tablets in there all the time as well. And they make me quite tired sometimes. And some days I'm okay. Some days I'm just a bit sneezy. Some days it's my eyes that really suffer. They get really sore, and I have got some eye drops for those. But I thought, if you're out and about somewhere, or you're having a nice little country walk maybe, and it's all getting a bit much with the tree, grass pollen or whatever it is, or if you have pets like me, you can actually use these all over your face. And if you use them on your hands as well, if you're a bit like me and you're sort of chatting away and every now and then you're touching your face, or you put your fingers by your nose, you've got that pollen and allergens that might be on your hands, well, you won't have them with those, apparently. As I say, there's 30 wipes in there. They're biodegradable as well. That's going to be really good. And Paul suffers with hay fever, terrible. So he can pack those in his little bag when he's out and about every day. And this one is a bit of a inspired by dupe, but coming back to vitamins and tablets and supplements as well that I take every day. I take mine with a effervescent energy drink, orange flavoured, by a company called bureaucratic. You've probably seen them because they're in packaging very similar to this. But this is Home Bargains' own. So much cheaper. And I've read the ingredients on the back and they're identical. Identical. You get 20 in those. You just pop one into a glass of water and you get your effervescent orange flavoured drink, which gives you lots of energy. It's got lots of vitamins in there. One a day I take with my supplements. I can't remember how much these cost, but they were very cheap. If I can find my receipt, I shall link it down below for you. Have a look on the Home Bargains website, you'll see them. If I buy 3 of these in the bureaucratic brand, they normally come in a packet with 3, they can be about £16. Really expensive. not in Home Bargains. I'm hoping they're going to taste the same. I'm not too fussed about the taste. They've got exactly the same ingredients in, so I am quite impressed with those to revitalise your health. So that was a good inspired buy. I've got a few inspired buys in here, but I'll come on to those in a minute. A couple of sort of boring purchases. I got some soap-filled scouring pads, or Brillo pads, are the branded ones. They're exactly the same, in the same packaging, much, much cheaper. I do find those very handy in the kitchen. I also got a 6-pack, is it? Yeah, 6 bars of Dove beauty cream. I'm not really one for soap. If I use soap, that's what I use. And it was a doctor, actually, years and years ago, that told me as a lady, if you know what I mean, if you're going to use soap, use Dove or something like that to keep our pH level right, because these are a moisturising bar. And I've used them for years, honestly, years and years and years in the shower, along with my shower creams and what have you. But I actually find that for the intimate area, they're brilliant, absolutely brilliant, very soothing, very nice, smells lovely. I love Dove and I love their shower gels and all sorts. Anyway, I always tend to buy a multi-pack like that and keep the bathroom stocked up. And they last quite a long time as well. 1 bar lasts quite a long time. I also got some for dry and cracked skin on your heels, if you suffer with that, and particularly now, well, I say it's summer. I say that with a bit of, hesitancy. It should be summer, let's put it that way. But if you've got your flip-flops on or your sliders or what have you, it's nice to have smooth heels, isn't it? And I do have to look after my heels quite a lot because I do get cracked and dry feet quite a bit. And this product was something I tried years ago. It was recommended to me years and years ago by a chiropodist who I had to go to for a particular reason. I can't remember now, it was years ago. She recommended this to me. It was very, very expensive at the time and I couldn't get it anywhere than through her. So I had to get it through the chiropodist. And Home Bargains are now selling this. It's called Flexitol and it's a very, very deep, nourishing heel cream and it's brilliant and it repairs as well. So it's really, really good. I'm sure some of you have already heard of it or have had it before. And you only need a little bit. I'm trying to see what the main ingredient is, which I can't read without my reading glasses. But yeah, you just put it on like a moisturising cream all over your feet, particularly on the heel area. And it's really good. I can highly, highly recommend that. I then got a bit of a housey product. Bought myself a new hand wash dispenser for my downstairs WC. Because I did have a plastic one in there, but it was plastic with a sort of a gold top, whereas this is like a matte silver. But inside it had gone all rusty and it was getting a bit old, a bit horrible. And then I had a glass one and I didn't like having glass in the bathroom on a very small little WC, little basin sink. I thought that's trouble. That's asking for trouble. So I thought, I know, I'll get a new one. So this one is Marble Effect and it has a silver matte finish lid and you just pop your own hand wash in there. So you can buy a really, really cheap one and nobody will know because they'll think it's a really expensive one when you have that on your sink or at the side of your sink. It's got a little push down mechanism and it's got a nice marble effect to it. So I really liked that. And now for the piece de resistance. These are Dupes. And I've heard a lot about these and I've got to admit it's the first time that I should be trying them. I have tried the real one, if you like, some time ago. And I have heard so much about these Home Bargain dupes, I thought I'm going to have to give this a go. So dupe inspired by, whatever you want to call it. You may have heard of the Sol de Janeiro range. And I'm going to put a little picture here of the body butters they do. And then I'm going to show you this. Do you think that's remarkably similar? Oh yes, it's remarkably similar. They do this range called Glow in Home Bargains. And when I say it's selling out fast, it's selling out fast. Different coloured tubs, different scents, just like they do at Sol de Janeiro. This one is the lychee and crystal water, which is pink. They do a yellow one, which I think has got vanilla in it. I'm not a great fan of vanilla. And I think they do a blue or a purple one as well. Beautiful body butter. Look at this. Look at the consistency of that. Now the Sol de Janeiro body butter, which is very expensive, is very, very, very thick. And I don't mind that because I like my body moisturiser to be quite thick. This has quite a thick consistency, but when you put it on, you only need a little bit. It doesn't feel sticky. It's really smooth and, oh my God, I wish you had smell-o-vision. That is so beautiful and fresh. And it smells incredibly expensive. Does that make sense? Do you know what I mean? You know when sometimes you get scents and you think, well, it was cheap, but it almost is a bit synthetic smelling. This isn't. It's absolutely rich. Really, really nice. And I do love a good body moisturiser. And because I liked the sound of that scent, and I'm so pleased with it, it smells amazing. I bought two of those, and I've also bought this one as well, which is Cherry Bomb and Jasmine Blooms. Let's have a smell of this one. So as I say, years ago I had the Sol de Janeiro own range, but it's a bit too expensive for me. Oh, and that's gorgeous too. It goes on so easily. It's so nice. That, oh, now that reminds me of a very, very expensive perfume. It's very, very highly scented. If you don't like things that are too highly scented, you might not like these. But I think these smells are just beautiful. It reminds me of a perfume and I can't think what it is. It's very fresh. Get my thinking cap on. It's identical to a very, very famous perfume. And I can't for the life of me think of what name it is. They're gorgeous. I'm loving those. So they are the Glow body butters. So I've got two of those, one of the other. I think I've done right there. And in the same range, I've also bought the Glow Skin Glow Face Scrub. Don't hate, exfoliate. Look at that. It even looks so glamorous, doesn't it, in that packaging, don't you think? So nice. So that is an exfoliating face scrub. It's got a protective cover on it, but I am going to take that off so I can have a smell, which I think it's going to be the same as the lychee and crystal waters one. So this is going to be, I do exfoliate, but I only probably do my face once a week, I would say. Nice texture. Let's feel. Oh yeah. Same scent. It's gorgeous. That's really nice. I'm just going to have to get a tissue to wipe it off though. Hang on a sec. Just exfoliated the back of my hand. Oh, beautiful. Oh gosh, that feels so soft. I love it. I'm in my element. I'm in my element. And the last product, again, this is a dupe. And you've probably heard of, is it La Vie en Belle? The perfume that's got Julia Roberts in the advert. Well, this is a body wash in their designer fragrances range, and it's called Tues Belle. Tues Belle. And I'm going to just have a smell to see if it is like. Do you think they should? Do you know, I'm surprised people don't get into trouble for doing this. Because that is La Vie en Belle. In a body wash. Oh my God, I'm going to smell amazing this week. Amazing. But, well, what can I say? I'm in my element. But how do they get away with it? Because those scents are identical and beautiful and amazing. And where that body butter's gone there and where that scrub has gone there, my skin's gone so soft. Oh, I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased. And there's no wonder this is flying off the shelves, because, I mean, even the packaging is exactly the same. And how pretty and how nice are they going to look in the bathroom? I love it. I'm absolutely thrilled to bits with my Home Bargains haul. I love it. So let me know if you've had any absolute bargains, wherever they're from, particularly Home Bargains, and I will get to go, hopefully, one day. But as I say, I don't have one too close to me, so it's a bit of like scrolling online. And if you haven't actually been in store and seen something and smelt it or seen it for yourself, it can be a bit hit and miss, can't it, when you buy online? But I'm very, very pleased with those purchases, particularly the dupes.
Well, unfortunately, the UK weather might not be saying summer at the moment, but my little garden is in bloom, and the invisible chef, aka Paul, aka my gardener, is doing a wonderful job in my little garden, and we now have some beautiful summer colour.
So here we are having our moment on the bed. And this week's update, health update, is that there's no update. I still have no results from my MRI scans I had on the 14th of June, much to my frustration. However, and frustration is the word of the week, I think. A couple of things I'm frustrated with. First of all, the MRI scan results. So first things first, this week I haven't been in quite as much pain as I was last week. So that's a positive, but it's fluctuated. I've had moments of very little pain. I've had a few moments of no pain, and I've had not as many moments of the excruciating pain. So that's not too bad. But I actually have contacted the hospital on a few occasions. I've rang my GP almost daily to see whether they've had the results come through, with no avail. And I actually tried the hospital again twice at the start of this week, and I actually got no answer at all from the main hospital operator. The first time I hung on for 20 minutes and the second time I hung on for over half an hour with no reply from the main number. And there's no direct number to the MRI department of where I went to. So that was very frustrating. Last week, I actually sent a letter or email of complaint to the hospital, because when I was at my scans, they said because the GP had requested the scans be done urgently, I was told while I was having the scan that the results would be within 5 to 7 working days. We are now 4 weeks after that. And when I spoke to the hospital last week, they said, oh no, it can be 4 to 6 weeks. And I said, well, that's not what I was told at the appointment. And plus my GP has asked for these urgently. And they said, well, no, actually, even some of our urgent ones are taking almost as long. Anyway, I put in an email complaint. I had an acknowledgement straight back to say that they deal with all complaints within 3 working days. Guess what? No response. So today I've sent an email to the PALS service, the Patient Advice Liaisons service, which is the main way you should complain, actually, rather than once you've gone through the direct channels. So I've done my complaint directly to the hospital. The next step is the PALS service. So I can't do any more other than that and wait for a response from them or to get the results back. So I don't want to nag people, and I know things are really difficult at the moment in the NHS, and everybody's got a delay of some description, whether they're waiting on surgery or tests or results or anything. So I don't want to push it. I understand the pressures of the healthcare system, but equally I think, you know, over a month is, I would say, probably really long enough to wait. On the positive side to that, hopefully there's nothing sinister going on, because I'm sure that if there was, I would have heard something by now. So I'm going on the basis that whilst I'm going to get some news of something not so good, I'm pretty sure it might be a mechanical problem, or the arthritis problem, as opposed to anything else. So keeping my fingers crossed for that. And the other thing I'm frustrated with this week is the DWP, the Department for Work and Pensions, because, and this is in regards to Nancy, aka Mom, I made a claim on the 14th of March for attendance allowance because she'd already had her diagnosis of Alzheimer's. And once you've had a diagnosis of dementia, you can automatically claim for attendance allowance. Now, it's quite a rigmarole to go through initially, because you have to fill out a very lengthy application form. And because I was doing it on behalf of Mum, I also had to include a full medical report that actually has her diagnosis in, plus powers of attorney. So I am the attorney for Mum for her financial affairs and her health and welfare affairs as well. So I have powers of attorney for both of those things. So I had to send certified copies of those. And about 4 weeks after I sent the application in, I had an acknowledgement letter, and inside that letter was photocopies of the certified copies of the powers of attorney I'd sent with the application form. And the letter simply said, "Thank you for your application. We've taken copies for our file. Here are your copies back, and we'll be in touch." That was April. So needless to say, I got to June and thought, this is taking a long time. And again, a couple of weeks ago, I made a phone call to attendance allowance, who said, "Never heard of you, don't have anything on our system." What normally happens is the application gets scanned in to our system, and then we go from there. And I said, well, somebody has got the application form, because you've sent me my powers of attorney back. "No, we've got nothing here." "Where did you send your forms to?" I told them where I sent the forms to, and they said, "Well, that's also the address for carers allowance, but there's a different phone number for carers allowance. So if you phone them, ask them if they've got the forms in error, and if they have, can they send them to us?" Okay, so I ring the carers allowance number. But because I don't have a carers allowance number, as in a account number for carers allowance, they wouldn't speak to me. And the gentleman I spoke to said, "You have no authority to speak on behalf of Nancy." "Yes, I do. I've got powers of attorney." "Well, not for carers allowance, you haven't." I think you need to know what a power of attorney is. I think you'll find I've got power of attorney for everything financial, health and welfare, because it's a legal document. He didn't understand what power of attorney was and suggested I go back to attendance allowance. So I made a call back to attendance allowance, spoke to somebody else, obviously, who said, "Oh no, it's nothing to do with carers allowance. Don't know why you were told that, but we've got nothing on our system." I said, "Okay, I'll just send the application again." "No, you can't do that." "Why?" "Because clearly something's gone missing. We need to investigate it before you send through a new claim." "Okay, what's the process?" "Well, I will get somebody to investigate it and we'll call you back." That was 2 weeks ago. Frustrated. So this week, no, not this week, last week, I sent a letter to their complaints department saying, please can you deal with this? This lady's 94, time is of the essence, etc., etc. Guess what? No response. Frustrated. Very, very frustrated. So that's my job next week, is to chase that up and the complaint through the DWP, Department of Work and Pensions, and see where we go. This has gone on since the 14th of March. What can you do? What can you do? I appreciate our health service, some of our government services are very behind at the moment, but if you speak to someone that deals with things like carers allowance, attendance allowance, they must be dealing with people every day who are incapacitated, for want of a better word, and have to have someone else deal with their affairs, i.e. they have an attorney and they'll have powers of attorney. And to speak to someone who works for those people and doesn't know what a power of attorney is slightly worrying, I think, myself. So the word of the week is frustrated. And that's my little rant. But yeah, so it has been a bit frustrating. And with everything else going on, I could have sort of done without it really. But sometimes you get bombarded, don't you, by things happening all together. It was like when Paul moved in, the same day that, well, same weekend that Paul moved in, he'd sold property he's owned for years and years and years. That all came to a conclusion. He started a new job and he moved in here, and I've been, do you know what, it's always the same, isn't it? Everything comes together. You either do nothing for months on end or you do everything in the space of a month, and I think that's where I've been at. I've pretty much done everything in the space of this last month, but all things are still good and I'm still here and I'm still coping, which is the main thing. So there we go. I've only had to miss one Sunday as well, haven't I, of being with you lot through all of that. So on the whole, I'm not doing too bad, I don't think. But yeah, it's been a bit challenging with one thing and another this last couple of weeks, and work is really, really busy because, I keep saying it, it's summer, or is it? But because it's summer, lots of people are moving house. So very, very, very busy at work. It's all going on. But I've had some lovely comments from you lot this last week, about self-care, really. Taking time out to breathe and take a step back and go, do you know what? I can't achieve everything today. Rome wasn't built in a day. I'll do that today, but I'm not going to worry about the rest. I'll deal with that tomorrow, or I'll think about it tomorrow. Was it Vivian Lee in Gone with the Wind? At the end of Gone with the Wind, she said, I can't think about that today. I'll think about it tomorrow. And that's my new motto, is not to think and worry about everything today. If there's lots to worry about, try and deal with one thing at a time and breathe and have some self-care. And sleep. I find sleep is so essential and so good for us, and that you can achieve so much more when you're not sleep deprived. So I have been very, very cautious, especially with being in pain as well, to get plenty of rest as well as being super, super busy as always. But I'm not liking this so-called summer so far, and I'm not going abroad yet, hopefully September. So if any of you are going abroad very, very soon, lucky, lucky, lucky you. It's got to be better than here, hasn't it? I'm sure it'd be amazing. Let me know what your summer plans are. I'd love to hear if any of you are having any exciting trips. Any of you watching this who live abroad and are actually coming over to England, that'd be interesting. I could tell you a few nice places to go to. So I'd love to know what your summer plans are, or indeed what your plans are just for this up and coming week. So I'm going to go and chill out, have a bit of me time, enjoy the football tonight. Good luck, England. And until next Sunday, stay safe, stay in the boat, and keep doing all things good. I'll see you next week. Thank you for joining me. Take care. Bye.